For 3,000 years, there's been this one piece of ancient poetry that has given just incredible comfort and strength to millions of people. It's a text so powerful, it's practically woven into our language. Today, we're going to unpack that very poem, Psalm 23.
So you have to ask, why does it still hit so hard even now? Well, the answer isn't just its beautiful language. It's the incredibly powerful metaphor it uses to describe a journey we all understand, a journey of the soul. And it all kicks off with this one idea, the Lord as a shepherd.
And this one image, the shepherd, is the master key to the whole thing. Seriously, it frames everything that follows. If you want to understand the poem, you have to see the journey from the perspective of a sheep being led by this all-knowing, all-caring guide. Okay, so the journey begins in a place of just absolute peace. But this isn't just some random starting point. It's the foundation of the whole relationship between the sheep and the shepherd. It's a state of perfect safety and provision.
Now, what's so amazing about these lines is that it's about so much more than just, food and water. This is talking about a deep, soul-level contentment. The shepherd isn't just keeping the sheep alive, he's making sure it's completely, utterly at peace.
So what this all boils down to is a state of total trust. The sheep can truly rest because it knows, without a doubt, that the shepherd has everything covered. This foundation of safety and peace is absolutely crucial before the journey takes its most difficult turn. And here it is. Here's the turn. The landscape, the whole vibe of the poem, it just shifts dramatically. We're leaving those serene pastures, and we are entering a place of real danger, of fear. This is the central test of the soul's journey. This just lays out the contrast perfectly, doesn't it? The journey from peace to trial is an unavoidable part of the path. And get this, the same shepherd who guides you along the right paths is the one who sometimes leads you straight into the darkest valley. The poem is brutally honest about that.
Now, pay close attention to the wording here. It says through the valley, not around it. The comfort isn't about avoiding the hard stuff. The comfort comes from the fact that the shepherd is right there with you, in the middle of it.
This, right here, might be the single most important message in the entire psalm. It completely reframes what we think of as comfort. It's not about having a life free from danger, but about having a protector who is way more powerful than any threat you could ever face. And that protector comes with some very specific tools. All right, let's break this down, because the rod and the staff are not the same thing. The rod is basically a weapon, a heavy club used to fight off predators like wolves or lions. It's all about defense. The staff, on the other hand, with that classic hook on the end, that's a tool for guidance, to gently nudge a sheep back on track or to carefully lift it out of a dangerous spot. So together, you've got a complete system of care, fierce protection, and gentle guidance. So after you make it through the valley, the journey hits its absolute climax. But this isn't just about getting back to those quiet pastures. No, this is a moment of public, undeniable victory. I mean, just stop and think about the sheer audacity of that image for a second. This feast isn't happening in some safe, hidden place after the danger is gone. It is happening right out in the open, forcing your enemies, the very source of your fear, to sit there and watch you be honored. You see, this isn't just about, phew, I survived. This is about total vindication. It's a complete 180. The one who was just so vulnerable in the valley is now the guest of honor at a banquet. The shepherd has become a host, and he starts making these incredible, over-the-top gestures. And every single one of these actions is just dripping with meaning. Preparing a table? That's a deliberate act of hospitality. Anointing the head with oil? That was a sign of incredible honor, something you do for a king or a celebrated guest. And a cup that's overflowing? Well, that's a universal symbol of just overwhelming blessing. Not just enough, but way, way more than enough. So that incredible feast, it isn't even the end. It's actually the bridge to the journey's final stage. The poem zooms out from this one amazing meal to an eternal promise. This is the final destination. This right here, this is the ultimate guarantee. Goodness and love aren't just things you might bump into. The poem says they will follow you. They will pursue you your entire life. The whole journey builds to this, a promise of permanent safety and belonging. So when you step back and look at the whole arc, it's a complete story. It moves from a place of perfect peace, goes right through the necessary trial of the dark valley, experiences this incredible public triumph, and finally finally arrives at a state of eternal belonging, a permanent home with the shepherd.
And that leaves us with one last thing to think about. After walking through this entire journey, you're left with this question: where do we find the real comfort? Is it in the promise that we'll eventually arrive at a safe destination? Or is it in the profound, unshakable knowledge that no matter what part of the journey you're in, the peaceful pasture, the dark valley, or the victory feast, the guide is always, always right there with you?